Hey sweethearts, welcome back to my channel. This is Ella Chilaka, your girl, the one and only Ohima Abana of the Asante Kingdom and the whole of Ghana. So a lot of Nigerians feel this kind of, they feel disrespected, let me use that word, when people say that Ghana is now like abroad to Nigeria, or Ghana is like America to Nigerians, and they pick offense. And I've been wondering why. Why do they pick offense when people say the truth? Because it is the truth. If Ghana is not abroad, people will not be leaving Nigeria to come to Ghana or to move to Ghana. I'm personally a victim of that, right? So if you say that Ghana is abroad, you are right. Because number one, you didn't travel to Ghana with your local flights or local vehicles. The transportation you entered, it wasn't loading locally, right? The passport, you were stamped out of your country. So definitely it is abroad. I don't know why people think, oh, abroad is only when you mention America or UK or Europe or Asia, that is when you say you are abroad. Charlie, if you're in Ghana as a Nigerian, you're there abroad. That's number one. As far as you traveled outside the country, whether you sneak in or whether you traveled properly, whether you use a broom as a witch fly come, you traveled abroad. Your passport was stamped out. So anytime you are also leaving Ghana or going back to Nigeria, they will stamp you back into your country. So that is abroad. You didn't travel locally. If you're traveling locally, nobody stamps your passport. And then another thing is that you are not spending your local currency. You're not spending Naira. Even if you're spending from your Naira account, body go dey phone you the way body dey phone me, you have to change it to Ghana cedis before you spend it. And you can only do that when you are in the abroad, when you are not home. If you're home, you spend your Naira locally. So you are not in your country. As far as you are outside Nigeria, you dey abroad. If you like, be in Togo. If you like, be in Cotonou. You are outside the country, you are abroad. So when they say Ghana is abroad to Nigerians, you should stop picking offense, because they are telling the truth. If your home is so beautiful, why would you want to move to someone else's place? If your home is fixed, why do you think we will have to be looking out for somewhere safer or more beautiful? If Nigeria was that wonderful, a lot of us wouldn't leave, because I was having a better life in Nigeria. No matter the fact that, yeah, the comfort was there, but the peace of mind was not there. So if Nigeria was so beautiful, we wouldn't leave. Personally, I would never dream of leaving Nigeria. So when they say you are in abroad, stop picking offense, because you, the hurler, in abroad, you are not in your country. And you people have to cultivate the habit of respecting your host countries. Even if you are in Nigeria, you have to respect the fact that Ghana has a lot of Nigerians living in the country. Ghana is hosting a whole lot of Nigerians. So if you are in Nigeria, you shouldn't be feeling disrespected. The fact that the country has something or some of the things that you guys lack in your country is a good reason why you all should respect Ghana, or any other country for that matter, that is hosting Nigerians. If you don't like it that they are your abroad, then go back home, stay in your country, fix it. If these things are fixed, why would anybody look outside? If there is security, like, you don't have to be panicking every now. If you're going out, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be so worried, like, oh my God, who knows what's going to happen next? You're not, hoping for bad news not to come up. If your phone rings, you won't be having a panic attack. Like, what kind of depressing news are you going to receive now? You hear that, oh, the school bus has been hijacked. You will not be scared that, oh, your kids are there. a whole lot. You're not going to be sleeping well at night. You're panicking every time you're watching over your back and all that. If that is not happening, we won't leave. If there is power supply, if there is electricity, power supply, because every damn thing we are doing requires electricity. All businesses run through energy. So when you spend a whole lot of money on buying fuel for generator, you still pay NEPA bills even though you don't get the electricity when you need it. They bring it. I remember one time they seized the light for over 3 months in Asaba. There was no light. Charlie, the day these people brought lights, the heartbreak where I received that day. They brought the lights over high voltage, burnt everything in my house. I had 4 ACs. It was a 3-bedroom apartment, right? So I had my own bedroom, my kids had their rooms, each of them had their own rooms in suite. Everybody had their toilet and bathroom inside their rooms. I had AC in all the rooms, and I had AC in the living room. That's 4 air conditions. They burnt everything. My deep freezer, my refrigerator got burnt. All the ceiling fans were burnt. Sockets burnt. Bulbs burnt. These people did me dirty. You know the way there is light and you feel like, oh, mama, it's been a long time. Let me just enjoy this. You on the AC, let the house chill, please. Because I always run generators, right? I run one throughout the day and I run the other one throughout the night because my kids know they sleep without AC or fan. So those children they forgo Dangote in there, go become Dangote children. They don't sabi say life hard. They were that comfortable. So I wanted the whole house to chill. Who knows when they will take it and at least make the whole house chill. I decided that, okay, let me do some laundry. Yeah, my washing machine, my 8 kg automatic washing machine was burnt too. I on the machine, let me do some laundry. A lot of things that you've not done in a while that there hasn't been. Okay, let me just take care of everything at once. And when you on the AC, you got to put on the fan so it will circulate quicker, that kind of a thing. I on everything. Oof, Charlie. It wasn't even up to 15 minutes. What I hear was, everything went off. At first, I thought, okay, they've taken the lights back. To my greatest surprise, these people brought high voltage that burnt everything for me. I remember when I thought they've taken the light, so I just had to, switch off everything, and I switched off everything thinking that, okay, let me just on the generator and finish the laundry I had just started. So when I changed over to generator and I turned on my generator is on. It was on, but there was no light. The light was not coming. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because Charlie, this thing was on before they brought the power, the electricity. So I decided to pull it off and change over. So what had happened so soon? So I off the gen. I on them again. I check my plug. I had to call an electrician to come check what's going on. So my electrician arrived like 20 minutes later. He got to the house and he said, Mama, this thing, don't it do your generator now? Now this thing, the lights not there. I said, what do you mean lights not there? I said, what do you mean lights not there? There was lights. They brought lights and I on it. It was on. He said, hey, I guess the power was, the voltage was too high. It must have burnt something. Tell me about heartbreak. Like the way my heart broke into pieces because, guys, The money I spent, the money I spent that day. See, it go say before I forgive. Nigeria don't do me, Nigeria don't do me 30. You go take before I forgive Nigeria. That country, before I go forgive that country. We go reach somewhere say, well, God don't forgive Satan, so everything is okay now. Until then, make nobody they expect forgiveness from my hand, because even up to now, God and Satan still get scores to settle. But that's how I spent hundreds of thousands of naira fixing, changing, replacing. So tell me why they didn't just leave the light off as it is since, because we don't already dey used to them. Everybody don't move on. We don't dey used to running our generators in peace. We don't make peace with the fact that we will be spending huge amount every day on fuel. I go buy for car, full tank. I go buy for generators. Three generators. I had one in my shop. I had two at home. One for morning, one for night. So we've made peace with the fact that we were spending that amount of money. Why did they have to cause us more pain? Why did they have to bring the lights? And then they didn't even regulate it properly. They made it so high. The voltage was so high, it bent everything in the house. And I wasn't the only victim. In fact, everybody that was at home when that light came fell victim, because that excitement of, hey, finally your light has come. And of course, when they bring the light, you go, yeah, up there, pa. For some reason I miss hearing up there, pa, because when there is light off here in Ghana and they bring the light, you don't hear anybody shouting up there, pa. It will tell you that truly you're there abroad. So all the people that out of excitement, just like me, went to change over to NEPA, and they call it PHCN now, but whatever. I don't know if they've changed it. They're always changing names. So all the people that put on their stuffs, that moment they brought light, they all fell victim. In my compound, the only one that was saved was my neighbor that was not at home when they brought lights. So imagine where you don't have to deal with that kind of problems. Why won't you embrace the place as abroad? They take the light, they bring the light in Ghana. I've never for once suffered voltage burning any of my things. They put the appropriate sockets, the appropriate switches, the appropriate bulbs in, the voltage is normal. They don't need to go and suffer you on top the one where they suffer already. I've never experienced, say, voltage they burn anything for me for house. Never. For Nigeria, hey, if you not buy your power bank, you go buy your charger. If you not buy your charger, you know how long will they change bulbs for Nigeria? Your bulb go burn. If bulb no burn, fan go burn. One thing must burn. So if you are somewhere that you don't get face this kind of depression when it comes to the power supply where they know they could give you, then when they give you with pain, then you would appreciate it. It is abroad. So if there is power supply, people will not leave. A lot of people will be able to actually manage a whole lot of other things. But when you have to spend so much on both the power supply and then, of course, for you to be able to be somewhere safe, because somebody like me, if I have to be somewhere safe, I have to spend more. So I'm always careful about where I rent houses, or where I build house because of security. So they hire the environment. If it's more secured and it's more expensive, yeah, you have to face it. So if you're looking for somewhere cheap, be ready for all those news, horrible news when it comes to insecurity. And I'm not ready for all that stress because I've got kids to protect. And when you day house alone with children, go one day some kind places, where person go no say only you are children day, every day you go feel they collect grapey. They will grape your children child, So I'm always very careful when it comes to renting the area where I rent. And until I get it right, so I go to move. So when you are able to fix the security issues that is eating Nigeria as a country now, eating it like anchor worm, you will be able to understand that a lot of people will not leave. Nigeria is not safe. When we say it, they say, oh, like, if you feel, you go to Nigeria, of course, I lived there. I grew up there, right? So, but before I left, I was there. Nothing happened to me. But that's good. I know how much I had to spend to be somewhere that nothing will happen to me. So that doesn't mean it's everybody that can afford being somewhere that nothing is happening to them. And there are people falling victims every day. Doesn't mean they are not humans. My focus is not on those people that are enjoying the security. Nigeria is not somewhere that you go as a rich person, you be walking about freely. You're always over bodyguarding. Pastors are overguarding. Politicians are overguarding. Rich, and even a businessman, they need bodyguards. So you find out that the country is doomed. Because if presidents of some countries can ride bicycle and greet his citizens freely on the road, what are you guarding yourselves from? Politicians, no access. I went to Kweru. I told you guys I was meeting with bureaus and I was not seeing no security around, man. People were everywhere. Nobody is worried about anybody doing anything to anybody. And it was a culture shock to me, because you can't see such things in Nigeria. That's a big boy or a big man, a wealthy man, go waka alone on his own, no security, no bodyguard, no army or police with guns, we follow him up and down like mumu. It was a shocker, man. I was surprised. When I met Otedolas, I met a man. He's Otedolas' friend. He's Dangote's friend. Like friend. Bosom friend. And I didn't see no bodyguards around him. See? And these same people, when they come to Ghana, they don't carry bodyguards around. They don't carry guns with the police and army or bodyguards. They don't do that. And then when you say Ghana is abroad, they pick offense. If Ghana is not abroad, you no go come Ghana. You will not. So if you fix your insecurity, fix your power supply, then we can stop calling Ghana abroad. Ghana has a lot of things that Nigeria lacks, and that is why Ghana is abroad to Nigerians. So you are picking offense that Ghanaians are saying you are in abroad because you're in their country. Even if you're not in their country and you're picking offense that they're saying that, something is wrong with you, my darling, and nobody has told you yet in a language you can understand. You decrease. Wabadam. So please, when they say, you people are supposed to be actually, if you're a Nigerian in Ghana, Biko, proudly tell your people you are in abroad. Because if it's easy, make you run them. If it's that easy, why not go back? I don't know if you feel me. If Ghana is not abroad, then go back to Nigeria, stay in Nigeria. A lot of things. So are we even going to talk about the exchange rates? My God. You know, like when I call money from my Naira account, I weep. It is heartbreaking. You know, when you change your Naira, you need to do something and you don't have Ghana cedis. And of course, you don't have anybody to give you. You have to withdraw from your Naira accounts. When you change it to Ghana cedis, you cry. The things you can actually do with it here, you just feel weak withdrawing it. You just wish you can be using it to do stuffs in Nigeria. Because when you change it here, it's heartbreaking. Yeah, but when you change the money from Ghana cedis to Naira, at least it can do more for you in Nigeria. You know, not like the way people are exaggerating it. Okay, the way people are over-exaggerating. People are actually over-exaggerating it. That, 50 Ghana cedis go build you house. I read a lot of things online and I just laugh. There are little, it can actually do for you. When you are making the money in Ghana cedis and you change it to Naira, to use it in Nigeria, use it in Naira there, that is where you at least smile. You see? But if you're changing it to Naira to maybe bring something to come, and it's not fun. It is not fun. If you change, let's say you change 600,000 naira. Let's say you change 1 million naira. All right, you change 1 million naira. Before, it could have done a whole lot for you in naira, but not anymore. Nigeria has become so expensive, even though it's still cheaper to be in Nigeria than in Ghana. But that 1 million cannot do much anymore. That 1 million cannot do much anymore. Before, back in the years, let's say time of Goodluck Jonathan, 1 million could even get you a nice car, but not anymore. But in Ghana, that 1 million naira should be about 8,000 Ghana cedis, right? Or for 9,000 something. Yeah, 8,000 something Ghana cedis. It can't get you no car. Even when it was 800,000. Like, even when it was 8 million, sorry. I'm not sure it could have bought you a car because cars are expensive in Ghana. But right now, 1 million can't even buy you a car in Nigeria. So let's say 1 million is for somebody like me, 1 million is for grocery shopping. Just stock up the house, or okay, pay part of maybe one person's school fees. You see? So when they say you're there abroad, I beg, just stand with your full mind. You're there abroad. Me, I there abroad though. If you say it's easy, run am. If you think it's easy, the kind of expenses I run, if you think it's easy, run it now from Nigeria, since you know they are abroad. Ghanaians, they move, go abroad. Ghanaians, they move, go US, go UK, Germany. They move, come out from Ghana. But to you, you're moving to Ghana. We are moving to Ghana because it's better than our own country. The same reason, Ghanaians maybe is not security, is not the electricity, but the economy, the money. So they move abroad because, okay, after, getting their salaries and all that, when you send it home, it will do some stuffs for you. Those are part of the reason people move abroad, right? So when they move abroad, they move to the Europe, or when they send money home, it's useful. The same way when you move from Nigeria to Ghana, your money is only useful at home. The minute you cross border, is useless. So when you make money from here and you send to Nigeria, you find out that you make good use of it there. That is the same thing that Ghanaians who are in the UK and US and that's the same thing they are doing. So why are you picking offense that they are saying you are in abroad? It is their abroad. This one are our own abroad. Because if it's not, we will be home. So the people that are fond of looking down on other African countries, especially the ones that are better than their countries, they think it's about, Ghana way pothole day, Ghana way rough road day, Ghana way flood day, go ordinary Ghana. That mentality is sickening, and it's really shown, it's always shown by people who are not exposed. Because if you need to measure Ghana from infrastructure or from bad road, or you want to measure Ghana from how exposed, how kiniko, you are sick. I measure Ghana from peace. The peace I feel, how safe I feel, the safety. That is how I measure Ghana. It's not as if there are no more beautiful houses in Nigeria than in some parts of Ghana. It's not as if there are no more beautiful cars. It's not as if there are no more finer roads, some places. But how much did they sell peace for your area for Nigeria? 1 kg of peace is how much? When you remember the price you pay for peace, you will not look down on other countries. If you are someone that values life, values peace, you will appreciate Ghana. That is why when I see all those chaos and this thing, I feel bad, because this is not what I wished. It wasn't what I looked forward to before moving here. It wasn't part of the plan. Let me use it that way. So when I see, I'm sweating. So when I see people look down on Ghana, I shake my head. So Ghanaians, stop paying attention to those sick people who rant online. They've not crossed border before. The ones that claim to be in Ghana, check where they stay for Ghana. Because hey, if you go to the slums, there are slums everywhere. So if what you can afford when you leave Nigeria is to be in the slum, and you feel it's okay to put your camera and disrespect Ghana because you are living in the slums of Ghana, you should be ashamed of yourself. You see? So those people that you people are giving so much attention, they even made me laugh. The people that record negative things about Ghana, pay attention, check very well. They are those ones that are in the slums. So if somebody leaves ghetto, you leave your slums and go outside the country only to still end up in the slum, why would you take their judgment seriously? Give them so much attention, and it makes me sad. Normal people, healthy people, people that are comfortable, people that are exposed, people that are matured would never set camera to disrespect or talk down on Ghana. Take it to the bank. So guys, please, when they say you dey abroad, accept it with your full chest, because it is what it is. You dey abroad. Ghana is abroad to Nigerians. This video has gone too long that I wanted. So I beg you, I'm tired. If you're new here, Akwaba, have you subscribed to my channel? Please do so if you like my kind of contents, and don't forget to like this video, please. Turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post anything, you'll be the first person to watch. And my already subscribed OGs, I love you. You know, right? So thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't you think Ghana is abroad to Nigerians? If you don't think so, tell me why you don't think so. Anyway, in the comment section, let's keep it engaging, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Why am I sweating? Ooh. Fresh girl. Healthy, they bleed.